and happy Easter to you. I had to say it. I can't help it. It's just in my nature. But for Easter, you always think tulips and you always think bright colors and you always think pinks and yellows and all those great things. So why not just have a great big mass of tulips? They speak for themselves. They don't need any introductions. What I want to show you about this in my stores, this is how I actually display them in the cooler. We do color groupings. So we have, you know, the greens and everything all set out. It looks absolutely fantastic in the cooler. It's extremely easy to put together. I love taking the sleeves off because, again, it gives it a really beautiful feel. Last year I had the fortunate task of going to Paris, and I went to a lot of different flower shops in Paris, and while we were there, this is how they displayed their tulips. They didn't put them with just wrap and shove them multicolored in a bucket. They made sure they were all in groupings in monochromatic colors, and they took the sleeves off and tied them with the beautiful, you can see in there, the raffia on each bottom of the stem. And when I was there, my jaw, of course, just dropped, and I think I squealed like a schoolgirl, in fact. So I thought, I'm gonna bring this back to my stores. And it really does help sell the tulips. It makes your cooler look absolutely splendid. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do one of these, and then you'll be good to go. And if you can even sell them in 6x6 cubes, round vases, the monochromatic thing is going to be very popular this year. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly show you how to do just a really simple display of tulips in a beautiful vase. I like these 8x8 vases that you can get at your wholesaler. They are a little more on the expensive side, but once you're finished with the tulip season, you can do some gorgeous arrangements in them and you can resell them. So that's what I prefer to use. Plus you get to see the raffia, and it just overall looks really, really pretty. Now with tulips, they love sugar. Sugar is the tulip's friend. So I'll be putting in a couple of the Grower Direct sachets, and we all know that those are 10-gram packs of food and not a 5-gram pack of food, because 5-gram doesn't do anything. You need to use 2 of them. So, and there's not much water in here, so I'm only going to use one 10-gram packet and give it a good stir. You don't need to fill the whole container up of water with tulips, because all it's going to do is cause your leaves to rot. So you just need a few inches of water, and just keep an eye on it if they're in your cooler and make sure that it doesn't get too low. So all we're doing is just taking this up, and we're going to count in 5s, because that's how we sell our tulips. If you want to sell them in bunches of 10 or 12 or whatever, by all means. Whatever works in your shop. We're all different. That's what's so great about the flower industry. And then we're just going to take them and give it a nice raffia bow. And I don't make it a big fancy bow. It's just a shoelace ribbon or just a knot. Whatever. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, we have a nice shoelace bow. We have the ability to do that with a nice long raffia I have here. All right, and then you just plunk it in. So we'll do that a few times. I mean, if you really wanted to really get really, really fancy, you could always do like a beautiful European hand tie, heads to the left, tails to the right, and turn. And you can do something really pretty like that. There's really no need to, in my opinion. I think just putting them in like that is good enough. Take a couple there. Nice tie. And tulips now are coming in every different color imaginable. These particular ones are from Holland, which is where I usually get my tulip from, nice Dutch tulips. They are a little more expensive at some times of the year. Sometimes they're actually the same price as the stuff you can get local. So it really depends. Another really cool thing about tulips is they keep growing. You might have noticed that. You'll put them in arrangement, and like 2 days later, the heads are like this far off the arrangement. So usually what I tend to do with them is tuck them down a little bit lower than the rest of the arrangement, because they do grow out, so it'll kind of be in a little bit of proportion a little bit longer to your arrangement, which is nice too. But that's the kind of fun thing about tulips, is the fact that they grow. And I'm a big monochromatic person, so I do like displaying everything in monochromatics, because it does tend to display better. And Europeans don't buy in mixed colors, actually. My boyfriend is from Holland, and he was telling me in Holland, you don't mix the colors of tulips. You stick with one color, and that's what you display in your living room, which I found interesting, right? Because he was interested, why I brought tulips home and they were mixed colors one time. I'm like, should I like it like that? He says, you're crazy. That's not the way to do it. And he is a tulip master, he says. His ears have to be ringing now. All right. And go. And then just like a cooking show, I did have some pre-ready. I'm so sweet. So there you are. So it's just counting them into 5s or whatever and plunking them in. I do try to make them, arrange them a little bit nicer in here. So that they're easy to get out when the customer goes to grab them. They can slide out a bit easier. So you want to make sure that you put them in nicely and gently. It may take a little bit more time, but trust me, it is definitely worth the effort to do this. Because as we all know, having that beautiful display in your cooler when customers walk in is of utmost importance, to have your cooler clean, full, vibrant colors. These are the things we're celebrating in the flower industry, is the colors, and the colors are getting more and more and more as technology moves around. And that would be April. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. Thanks.